Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Diz Unplugged, coming to you live from the Bob Varley studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, John Magi.
Hi, everybody.
Kevin Close.
Hello, everyone.
Denny Sunderly.
Hey there.
And our producer, Mr. Craig Williams.
Oh, hoy, hoy.
And as a reminder, in case you need one, this show, along with all the content we produce, brought to you by DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com. If you like the content we produce, if you don't want to see John begging for scraps on Orange Blossom Trail, then please show your support. Book your next Disney vacation with us at Dreams Unlimited Travel. John and I are owners of Dreams, along with Donna Lefevre, and so show your support. And today we are going to spend more time than usual in housekeeping because I have a number of items that came up this week that are important. But as soon as that's done, we're going to be talking about the news from the news from last week. The news from last week about the Wish being postponed by a month. And then a very interesting story I came across this morning from the New York Post about Disney fans who are buying stock in the Disney company just to be able to vote against Bob Chapek at the shareholders meeting.
Just read that same story.
And I'm one of the shareholders that did that. But we'll get to that in a second. First, couple things. Number one, our podcast cruise coming up. What are the dates, John?
May 16th. On a 5-night cruise on the Disney Dream, 2022.
And we are working out all the details. We are going to throw a hell of a party, though. We're still back and forth with Disney Cruise Line on getting space for venues. That's the reason I can't announce we're doing this, or this, because I can't do that until I know what venues we have secured. But I am assured that will be happening soon. We have a lot of things we're planning, but I just got to make sure it's all okay, because we're now, unlike in past cruises, we're working with COVID protocols that, they're trying to figure out how they do this. They don't get a ton of big groups on the ship right now. In fact, their ships are not big groups in and of themselves right now. So it was based on my last cruise, there were 1,100 people. We already have half that booked to travel with us on this cruise.
We're going to be the first big group on the cruise. This will be the first one. Will be the test balloon. I just want to let folks know that there's a really good possibility that we are going to have to limit some of the venues. So if you want to go and sign up now. Book your reservation now. I can't promise that in the future we're going to still be open. You could probably book it yourself and not go with us, but you won't be invited to the festivities because they are telling us certain venues will be capped and how many people can actually get in.
Okay. We have exciting news to share about Disconn. Remember our Diz family reunion from last year? It has been renamed Disconn. And we have dates, don't we, Denny?
Yes, we do. It's so exciting. Do you want to say them?
No, I want you to.
All right.
That's why I'm throwing it to you.
Okay, my friend. So Disconn, go ahead and grab your calendars now. You're going to want to be here September 30th through October 1st. We are going to have a great time. Stephen and his amazing team at Give Kids the World are having some pretty exciting and incredibly intriguing conversations. And so we're going to have some names there that you are readily going to recognize. Tickets will go on sale early March, so definitely scribble that down. It'll be at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. So we're excited. Yes.
That I know the people listening are planners, and they are going to write to their Dreams travel agent. You need to be patient with them the rest of this week.
Yep.
They are moving people around for the Wish.
Yep. And also, if you're planning on being here, another facet of that weekend of Disconn is that there is going to be another party in a new location. We can't say anything more than that, but if you like the parties, that have been thrown in the past. You're going to like this one as well.
Trying to get Disney to commit to anything right now is a Herculean act. So I just ask that you bear with us.
Yep.
That's all I can do.
Yep.
We're working on it all. I know you've got, I get questions all the time. Oh, when is this and when
It's
I'll
coming.
tell you as soon as I know, I will tell you.
Yes.
Just want to let folks know we have not held any group space, any rooms for this party. So if you're looking at this event, if you're looking to come at that time, Kevin said, contact your dreams agent. You're welcome to book on your own, DVC points, but we won't have any held space
Yes.
like we've done in the past.
There will be panels, there will be fan events, like all the things that you loved last year at the family reunion, the things that are, normal, tried and true elements of a convention, of a con. We're going to have the same thing here. So it's
And we
gonna be
had a
lot
great
of fun.
time.
Yes, we did. It was so much fun. So we hope
Yeah.
that you can be there. Again, just like Pete said, when we have more details, we're going to give them to y'all because we know you need to plan, like John said as well.
Okay. Now, I also want to welcome a new sponsor to the Diz, Undercover Tourist. They sell discounted Disney tickets, discounted car rentals that are good anywhere in the U.S. And we're off to a very strong start with them, but you need to use our link. If you don't use our link, we're not going to get credit for it. More importantly, we're not going to get commission for it. There's another way for you to show your support. We'll make sure we put a link in the description of this video as I look back at Craig, because he'll remember, I won't. You find links to it all over the site, right, Denny?
Yes. Corey's got amazing ads everywhere. So yeah, you can't go very far without hitting one. Also, if you're on the homepage, so go to wdwinfo.com. There are 3 green buttons at the top. One of them is going to be the link, our special link for Undercover Tourist. So it's the one that says discount tickets to WDW.
And there are also discount tickets to Disneyland that they sell as well, which I was really excited about because those are hard to come by. So please show your support for for us with Undercover Tourist. The last thing I want to mention, if you head out to our homepage, wdwinfo.com, up in the upper leftish portion of the screen, you can sign up for our Diz daily updates. Those go out every day, Monday through Friday, with everything that gets posted on the Diz, everything that gets posted on our YouTube channels. You're going to find it all in there, so please go and do that. Okay, I'm done with that, but I think John has something.
I do. Couple months ago now, I'm not sure my timing. It all runs together. I was contacted by a listener, by someone who is a big fan of us, and she wanted to know, her name is Cynthia Robinson, and she wanted to know how she could get a donation to give Kids the World under the sort of, Power of 10 thing. And we went back and forth in email a couple of times. I asked her what she was planning, and she said she works for a Catholic school, and the kids have to wear a uniform. And she was putting together a fundraiser for Give Kids the World where kids could wear whatever they wanted Disney themed for the day. If they chose to wear a Disney themed outfit, they could donate $1, and then she would collect the money, and that would go to Give Kids the World. And I told her that whatever she raised, I would match. So we're going to do a matching donation for whatever she's raised. Well, this is happening today, and we actually have some pictures of the kids in their outfits.
Oh, no, really?
Oh,
So these
Oh,
are,
how
Beauty.
adorable.
Iron Man.
see, I think some of them should have to pay $2.
Oh, stop.
They didn't really put in that much effort. No, they're all really, really cute.
My God.
So
Love it.
she said they believe they're on track to raise $400
Wow.
or Give Kids the World, which I think is awesome.
That's awesome.
So Cynthia Robinson, great job. Great
And
job. All your kids wearing their
and
Disney
you're going to
stuff.
match what they raise.
I'm going to match what they raise.
And I'll match your match.
Wow.
there you go.
Look at that.
I'll match your match.
So your donation will be 3
Tripled.
times. Yep.
That's awesome. And what a creative idea.
I thought so too.
And
And I
this
bet
is
it was fun for the kids.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure. But this is exactly what my idea is for the Power of 10. We're looking for 10,000 people to ask 10 friends to donate $10 to Give Kids the World. and find as many creative ways as you can
Yep.
to do that. You can just ask them outright, like, give me money, or you can do creative things like this and say, give me money.
And now the kids have buy-in to Give Kids a Whirl. Not to cut you, I don't want to cut you off.
No, please.
But how cool is that? Because organically now the reach of the village has grown, right? Because when you have to wear a uniform to school every day, you will pay that $1 or whatever it is to be
really?
able to wear your own clothes. Like, so, but
Not
now
wearing a
these,
uniform.
But now these kids know, yeah, mom, dad, whomever, my friend, yeah, I'm giving my $1 to help kiddos who need it in Florida. Like these are children who are sick. I'm not sick. I'm going to give my $1 and help them.
It's awesome.
Oh.
I just wonder now how much money we could raise if we got Kevin into a Catholic schoolgirl outfit.
Oh, maybe a lot.
Oops, I
So
did it again.
I also want to mention, really, I also mentioned too that
And a Britney Spears wig.
she's watching now, and she said she's going to try to set it up so the kids could be watching as well. So
Oh, awesome.
shout out to all those great kids who.
Well, if the kids are
Donated.
watching, hello, and thank you guys so much.
Way to go.
What are you laughing at back
And
there?
thank goodness you didn't curse at any point in the start of this.
Yeah,
All
really.
these kids are watching.
Kids,
bunch
go
of
back to
kids
class now.
Stop watching.
Go back to Bible study. Pete's going to talk.
Now I don't. Now I'm afraid.
No.
Now I'm afraid.
Way to go, guys.
Excellent.
But okay, so anything else?
Yes, I have.
yours.
some.
Oh, Kevin.
Yet again, ABD has canceled our Egypt trip for 2020. It was supposed to leave April 12th. It's not going to happen. This is my fourth go around with Egypt. All have been canceled. I think the universe is telling me not to go. But I will not be booking another one of these for 2023. I think we have to wait a while. I can't go back to these people and say, you want to go for 4? So what we're doing is, on our own, John and I were looking for ways to get to Egypt. This is something, the day John and I met, he told me where he wanted to go in the world. And he's wanted to go to Egypt, and that was 20 years ago last September. So we have found that Celebrity Cruise Line has a brand new ship called the Apex. It won't be new in 2023, but it's new right now. And they are doing a very special itinerary where they're going to sail from Athens, Greece, and you will stop in Haifa. You will stop overnight in Jerusalem. You'll have 2 days there. You will overnight 2 nights in Alexandria, which is the gateway to the pyramids at Giza and the Valley of the Kings. And there's a stop at Kusadasi in Esifis, Turkey. It is on the Apex. It's October 16th of 2023. Several of the folks who were booked on our Egypt trip have already decided to join us. I need to say that this is not a Diz trip. This is not a party. This is not us having...
It's not a podcast cruise.
It's not a podcast cruise. It's
Although
just...
a podcast cruise to the Holy Land would be kind of cool.
It would be. I'm afraid of lightning. So if you're interested, again, this is just a bunch of folks who have decided to give this a try. I think it sounds like an amazing trip. If you have a dreams agent, you can write to them and ask about this. If you do not have a dreams agent and you're interested in exploring this, you can write to Karen at Dreams Unlimited Travel. That's Karen Adamakis. She is one of our travel agents that started out as a client and became a travel agent. So I hope to see a bunch of you. The more the merrier. But I think it sounds like a great trip.
Yeah, it could be fun. Could be fun.
And we are huge fans of Celebrity. So
yeah, you guys
Very
do like
excited.
Celebrity.
go with us.
I will. I will.
Go with
I
us.
Start
just made a
packing
little
right
note.
now.
I made a little note to myself about Celebrity Cruise.
How big is it? Make the note bigger.
It's handwritten on my
All right, I'm done.
my remarkable pad.
I have a remarkable pad.
I love this
I
thing.
do.
I love it. And no, I don't get any commission
No.
on it.
What
All
I like
right.
about it is because it feels like you're actually writing.
It
on
does
paper.
feel like you're writing on paper.
Yeah.
Which I write on paper anyway. I don't take notes. I can't take notes on a computer. I can't take notes on a tablet. I've got to write them on paper. I guess because I'm old.
And I think the only thing I write is I write checks. That's the only thing I write. My handwriting has suffered because of it.
Now I just love it. So, all right. Enough. Let's talk about some of these things. Number one on my list of things I want to talk about today is the announcement last week that the Disney Wish was going to be delayed by a month. Now, of course, my first reaction, because I'm booked on the Maiden Voyage,
Right.
my first reaction, well, I can't repeat it. There were kids watching what I said. But I really, I'm going to tell you something. They learned a lesson with COVID. The cruise line did. They learned a lesson. You know, I whined and complained in 2020 about we were getting no communication at all from Disney Cruise Line. Once they rebooted their sailings, it was like they got visited by 3 ghosts in the middle of the night. All of a sudden, the communication coming out, the managing of expectations, if you had a cruise booked, communicating any changes that were happening to the protocols on the ship or before sailing. Their communication has been absolutely stunning. But as good as their communication has been since they rebooted, I've never seen any division of Disney handle something like this so well.
Yep.
I mean, they had their I's dotted, their T's crossed. They communicated everything to the travel agent community, gave my agents, our agents, what they need, you know, the information they needed, generally speaking. Are there hiccups? There are always going to be hiccups. Yeah. But, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to be totally transparent. One of the reasons I am so happy with them right now is they moved, obviously, they moved my stateroom over to the July 14th sailing, which is now the new Maiden Voyage sailing, and then gave me half the money back. And no one had to yell. No one had to scream. No one had to complain. The internet didn't have to lose its collective mind. It's like they've learned something and just did the right thing.
Well, and they did that for everyone, right? Like this
No,
wasn't
for
a
everybody.
special Pete
Right.
Warner thing.
Oh, no,
We're giving
Pete's
you half your
gonna
money
yell at
back.
us.
Yeah,
Do you-
no.
I mean, you want to go through it real quick? What?
I want you to talk about it, yeah.
Okay, so I agree 100% with you. We've had some glitches. There's been some weird tweaks and adjusts, which I will talk to as well. But basically what happened was the launch of the Wish was postponed from early June to July. Everybody who was on the June 9th Maiden Voyage is now on a July 14th voyage, which will become the Maiden Voyage. Everything between June 9th and July 13th was canceled. If you're on any of those canceled cruises, you are going to get 50% off, 50% off a future cruise booking. So you're automatically going to get a 50% discount on whatever you book in the future because of your canceled reservation. They, again, as Pete mentioned, they just did what they call a lift and shift for the Maiden, but everybody else is going to have to rebook into a different sailing that they want. Now, one of the really great things that they've done is that you would think to yourself, okay, so now I get 50% off a future Wish sailing. Well, that might not fit my schedule. I can't travel. You can use that 50% off for any Disney Cruise Line sailing before December of 2023. So it doesn't have to be on the Wish. It can be anything you want. And it can be applied to a current booking, which in my mind is like unbelievable.
It's crazy. Mm-hmm.
Like you would think that Disney say, no current bookings. You're already booked on that. So you can get 50%,
What is the
off.
matter with you?
I know my mouth is, because I've been talking about this for 4 days. constantly.
It's the Betty Davis effect.
So, again, incredible. This discount that they're getting is incredible. Now, there's something else, too, that's sort of an interesting thing in here is that a lot of the people who have booked on the Wish booked previously using future cruise credits from canceled COVID sailings. I got all that out without a mistake.
Yeah, that was great.
So because of your future cruise...
Even Jenny's over there giving you
Well,
throwing
I mean,
shade.
that was a lot.
She is. You give me a little golf claps for that. So if you've booked on a previous sailing that was canceled and you got a future cruise credit, that future cruise credit could be more than what you're going to get, what you're going to have to pay on a future cruise that's 50% off. So what they're doing is they're giving you the balance of that future cruise credit as a shipboard credit on that rebooked sailing. If you don't use it all, they're going to refund that money to you, which is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
So if you're a travel agent at this point in time, you've started drinking.
Exactly. One more layer to the whole thing too is, which I think is unbelievable, is something they're allowing you to do is, folks to do is sort of separate out those two discounts. So if you have a future cruise credit, but now you've gotten a 50% off future booking, they're letting you say, okay, what do you want to use? And we're going to keep that 50% off for something you choose before December of 2023. Because, to add another layer to it, those future cruise credits will expire before December of 2023 because they were COVID related. So, just in the grand scheme of they thought out all of these scenarios is mind blowing.
It's like, who are you and what have you done with Disney?
Exactly.
Because this is not normally how these things go. Normally, these things are, okay, again, there are kids watching, a cluster, and that they're not thought out. And we ask ourselves, are these people aware that they're in the travel business? Do they have any experience with this? But this, whoever orchestrated this, who needs a medal, needs a medal because this was genius.
A medal and a vacation.
Medal and a vacation, yeah, exactly.
Think about the fact that, okay, so they came through all these scenarios and they said, listen, we're going to think about this on every level of what a guest might experience rebooking their cruise. But they put all this place on the back end, and that the fact that no one knew the Wish was postponed, the fact there was no leaking of the information prior to, Thursday, I guess what it was, when everything was sort of hit the fan, that's incredible unto itself. And then they were able to, one of the things that happened through all of this is we kept hearing that February 8th, today, was the day that you could do anything to your reservation. Change it, cancel, rebook, all of the information had to wait, anything had to wait till February 8th to be done. Well, they had gotten the work done early enough that beginning on Friday of last week, you could take your 50% discount from your canceled Wish booking and apply it to a future cruise that wasn't the Wish. So this all happened sort of 3 or 4 days before they were saying they could do it. So, I mean, really, really
Better to
good
underpromise
job.
and overdeliver.
Right.
Now, and this coupled with the brilliant way Disney Cruise Line rebooted their sailings and the way they have run things on their ships. A few weeks ago, was on my third Disney Dream sailing since October. It was on October and December and in January. Next week, I'm on the Fantasy for a 7-night cruise. So I'm speaking from experience here when I tell you, absolute genius. Absolute genius the way this has been done. And, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm taking a line from Jackie. When she did the cruise, she said, I felt safer on those ships than I do at Publix. And that's the God's honest truth. God's honest truth. I just think, I don't think we can heap enough praise on them for the job they have done overall since rebooting It's like because during the shutdown, it was like they lost the ability to speak. I even sent like emails to the head of their PR department. I'm like, you have got to start saying something. You have got to start saying something. And then, because the only thing we'd heard really was the announcement about the Wish, but last April, I believe that was, when we found out, when it was going to sail, what was going to be on it. They got that out, but nothing about when are we getting cruises back? But I got to tell you, this when Elaine Edwards, who handles a lot of my cruises, she said you've been moved to the new sailing, same stateroom, same category, and your price is 50% lower.
See, I don't have a lackey, so I did all that myself.
Oh, shut up.
So I got the.
Are you on the Maiden?
I'm on the Maiden.
Okay.
Yeah. I got the same thing, and you're going to get this amount is going to be refunded to your card. I think another thing they did, which was really great, was the Maiden Voyage is going to be the exact same as what it was before. Same itinerary, same all that stuff is the exact same thing. There are folks who are now asking, can they get on that Maiden Voyage, because it was originally sold out. Disney is going to wait and see how this all shakes out. They don't have a date as to when the people who were part of the lift and shift have to make a decision yet about whether or not they will go on the new sailing. So once all that sort of works out, we might find that there'll be space on the next
Keep in
Maiden
mind
Voyage.
that there were people booked on this sailing already.
No, there wasn't.
They cleared
That
it
was
all.
a mistake. Yeah, I said that. I know why you said that, because I told that to the agents, and that was my mistake. It's not. It was a fresh sailing that they created for it. So,
Oh, okay.
so that's why everyone got the exact same stateroom.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought that was
No.
different.
Yeah, we were worried in the
me.
beginning that because there were people booked on that sailing.
Yeah, and you'd have to be shoehorned in, but no, they wiped them completely, the first 12
That was me.
sailings.
That's my fault. So again, if you're looking to book on the Maiden, because we're getting that now, well, now I want to go on the new Maiden Voyage. You got to wait until Disney does a shakedown and figures out if there's any staterooms left, and then we don't know how they're going to handle those. For this Maiden Voyage, they gave priority to Castaway Club members who had 25 or more previous sailings.
Hello.
So they might do the same thing. We don't know how they're going to handle it. So just be patient if you're looking to get on the new
But
Maiden.
and again, this part of my speech is self-serving. But situations like this really shine a light on why you need a travel agent. Because it's our agents that are on the phone for hours dealing with the questions and the issues and changing things and moving sailings around like they were last year and the year before. It's really kind of how it's gone.
Well, here's the deal. We had gone through COVID, and that was really, really rough. We were not expecting this. So the fact that Disney handled it so well really helped us out.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a complicated situation. And like I just said to you, there are scenarios that people need help figuring out. What do I do? Do they take the future cruise credit? Do I not? Do I separate that out? What should I do?
Well, and again, having somebody that does this for a living, these are pros, these guys know what they're doing, and it's not costing you anything. It doesn't cost you a dime extra to use a travel agent. A lot of people, and that surprised me. I guess I've been in the business so long, I just assumed everyone knew that no, you don't pay extra to use a travel agent. We get paid on commission.
But Pete, that's not true for every travel agency.
Some travel agencies do charge a
personally
premium.
know a couple of travel agencies who charge a fee to book with them because they feel that that's what they should be charging for their services above and beyond what they get in commission. We've never done that.
No.
We've never charged more.
And you walk on with onboard credit, shipboard credit.
You get a
which
shipboard credit
that's
from us, up to $1,000.
You get a gift bag personally made by Teresa.
Yay.
DNA all over it.
Oh, yeah, that's
Couple of
attractive.
cat hairs.
Cats. Yeah.
A couple of cat hairs.
It's got cat DNA.
So yeah, I mean, we're in the thick of it now. Today is February 8th, and we are in the middle of helping our clients who we couldn't help previously. So we're working on that right now. And so far, the feedback from the agents
It's been
has
great.
Been great. Everything's been going smoothly.
Not
A couple
good.
of weird things have been happening, but we can handle that. And also, we've had really good support from Disney when these things happen. So that's a good thing too. We can go to Disney management and say, listen, this client has an issue. This is this, and they'll work with us to get that worked out. So
No, it's going well. It's going well. All right. So let's talk about this other thing that was in the New York Post today that caught my eye. That Disney fans are so outraged with how things are going at the parks that they've been buying stock for the purpose of being able to vote in a stockholder meeting to vote against Bob Chapek is up to be that doesn't take his job away, but his position on the board of directors. They've got to vote for the board of directors this year, and people are signing up en masse or buying stock en masse because if you have one share, you can vote. It's for any shareholder, and they're buying up en masse for the sole purpose of being able to vote Bob Chapek off the board. And again, even the people organizing this admit that it probably won't work. But this comes on the heels of a change.org petition that got something like 40,000 signatures to oust Bob Chapek. Now you have something akin to a shareholder revolt about getting rid of Bob Chapek. And the article in the New York Post mentioned that something similar happened with Michael Eisner. That Michael Eisner had gotten a 43% vote prior to him being ousted from his role when Roy Disney decided it was time to go after him. And if only Roy were still with us.
well, I'm sure at that time Roy probably had, the majority of the stock. I'm sure he had a significant amount of stock where he could sway it through his vote. I mean, I was just looking at stock futures and stock trading. I mean, I don't think it's changed that much. So I don't know what kind of influence this will have.
Oh, no, the stock isn't doing well at all.
No.
Stock isn't doing well at all.
And I got to be honest with you. I have to admit, I'm one of those folks where I get that voting thing in the mail, and I'm like, yeah, proxy vote. And I just send it in to them and let them do whatever they do. So maybe this time I'll pay attention.
Vote him out.
All right. Can you write somebody in?
Who would you write in?
Mickey
Kevin.
Mouse.
Kevin.
I don't know,
Okay.
Kevin.
I'd be so good at that.
Kevin, his first act is get rid of anything Star Wars related.
Oh, there you go.
Wall it off.
Oh, yeah, we have to talk about the Starcruiser.
Okay.
We have to talk about it. Not on camera. Or maybe we should on camera. Have a
Depends on what you
discussion.
want to say.
Well, I have an opportunity to do it. And I don't
And you don't what?
want to.
Okay.
Beyond the thing that I sent you or the thing that I sent you?
The thing that you said.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I want to, honestly.
Why?
Because there's nothing that I have seen about it appeals to me. And I'm as big a nerd and a geek as you can find. Look what I do for a living, for God's sakes. I'm a professional Disney fan.
I've already ordered us all matching outfits.
I was just going to say, I understand if you have a reservation, you can order special clothes for your stay.
I already got everybody cloaks.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
Someone told me this. So if it's,
Zoe did an article on it last
Yeah.
week. It's on the site. You're exactly right.
No.
Kevin's
no.
right. What would you order, Kevin? Would you wear a cloak?
a munchkin outfit or something, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe is Princess Leia in this? Can I get the
But
Slave girl.
I'm
That
actually
is one of the things
I
you
want to
can-
come back.
well, not
I
the
will
slave
come
girl
back to
one.
this. I will come back to this, but I want to circle back a little bit to this thing with Bob Chapek and Galactic Starcruiser is a really good example of why I don't like this guy. I just don't like him. This Galactic Starcruiser sounds like I'm sorry, it just sounds like a complete and utter ripoff. The pricing
Price is
of
ridiculous.
this are ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
And it would be one thing if the pricing here was an anomaly.
Like the first one or the first couple of weeks.
But
and then
every
went down.
single thing,
Or like
this
on May the 4th.
skinflint, every single thing this skinflint touches, the price goes through the roof. And the guest experience goes out the window. Because the guest experience has pretty much gone out the window at Walt Disney World. This is why I say to people, there's not a lot of daylight anymore. It used to be the cruise line was the expensive vacation, and Walt Disney World was more reasonable. That's not the case anymore. There's not a lot of daylight between the price of a Disney cruise and the price of a Walt Disney World vacation. And for my money, there's a reason I've spent more time on a cruise ship in the last 6 months than I have in a theme park. Because the experience is better. The guest service is better. The food is better. I don't feel
I want to jump in.
Let me finish. I don't feel like I'm being nickeled and dimed every time I turn around. Now, maybe it would be different if Bob Chapek gets voted out or the board tells him go, and they put somebody in there with a soul and an IQ above 50. But I don't know that that's going to happen anytime soon. Because when have they ever really listened to the fans? After all, we're just fat people. They need to charge more for less food because we have to watch our waistlines. That was an actual, albeit tongue-in-cheek, but an actual comment from a Disney executive on an earnings call. And this is the environment this idiot has bred. So I'd be more than happy to see him shown the door. Who takes his place? Who knows? But he is a sad, sorry replacement for Bob Iger. Sad, sorry. I think Bob Iger wanted to make himself look better in legacy by having this guy follow him. I mean, I can't imagine what Iger saw in Chapek. That this guy would be a good replacement, because I think he's a total disaster. And then you look at we'll circle back to Starcruiser now. I said it on the initial announcement when they announced the pricing and details of the mandatory fund you would be required to have doing this experience, that I dubbed it the Hotel Ishtar. A reference to the film Ishtar that cost a fortune to make and was a huge box office bomb back in the early 80s. And I think this is the same thing. I think it's costing them a fortune to make. I think that you're going to find about 6 months worth of people to buy this thing, and then all of a sudden it's going to be a fire sale. There are going to be discounts on these rooms. Because who's going to pay to do it twice? I mean, maybe there are some people with more money than sense who would pay to do this twice. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody. I don't care. But if you're going to pay that amount of money and go have the exact same experience, what's going to change? How is this going to evolve? I would have been happy if they just made it another hotel with all the cool bells and whistles and the theming and stuff like that, which is exactly what this is going to turn into. It's going to turn into another deluxe hotel.
It's going to be the All Star Wars instead of the All Star mode. So I know I just pulled it out now. I know we've all got something we want to add. I've got a couple things I'd like to say.
Go ahead.
So first of all, I do not disagree with you on the pricing stuff. You're absolutely 1,000% right. Annual passes are high. Rooms are high. This hotel is ridiculously expensive. But I do want to say something. Kevin and I went to Epcot a couple Sundays ago, and we just decided we were going to go for lunch and just walk around. And when I tell you the Disney magic is there, the Disney magic is there. Cast members are unbelievable. The parks are beautiful. Your experiences, without going on a ride, I felt like I got my money's worth out of a day in the park. I know my experience is different. I know I'm not paying for flights or a room, but I really felt like it makes you remember why you love Disney.
I would
that-
like to address that for a minute.
Okay?
I would like to address this to the people who think that we don't understand what it's like to travel from a foreign country or a distant location and be worried about the cost and the logistics. You're talking to three people, two people who own a travel agency and one person who books Adventures by Disney from all over the world. I would ask you to find someone who has more idea of what it's like to change the logistics for somebody who travels from afar. We have been called massively entitled because we can drive to the port and we don't understand what the average person goes through. Trust me, I deal with people every single day who have to change flights and change adventures.
And it's not like
change
we don't travel.
destinations. Right.
It's not like the travel you're doing is somehow special travel.
Right.
Okay? The logistics of getting on a plane, getting off a plane, getting to where you're going, and the pricing of where you're going applies to a lot of places other than just Walt Disney World
Exactly. And Disney Cruise Line.
and Disney Cruise Line.
I don't know that there's a massive sense of entitlement based on what you say about Disney Cruise Line versus the hotels. And there's a lot of people who have voiced their opinion that they do not like the idea of being on a cruise. Great, don't go.
Right. Ta-da.
I just fixed it for you.
We face the same challenges when we go to Disneyland. We don't live near Disneyland, but we have to get there. We have to pay for a flight. We got to have hotels for cruises that don't leave out of Port Canaveral. But I just want to go back. I just want to reiterate again. I know the pricing is ridiculous, and I know where you're coming from with a lot of this, but I think that we have to give some credit to the fact that the parks and the cast members and everything still feel magical, and they're still doing things that I believe guests like. Not everything. Guests don't like everything that's going on, but I think that there's a lot.
I don't like everything that goes on in Publix.
That's true. When they move stuff, you get very mad. So I just wanted to throw that out, that we had a fantastic day, and I think
We had
it's...
lunch at Germany.
How was it?
I would say it was 60% good.
Yep.
Okay.
There was some of the stuff on the buffet that could have been a little hotter, but it's back to a buffet where you go up and pick your own stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a full buffet now, yep.
Well,
And-
you want to hear something even more stunning? I had dinner at Boat Rights at Port Orleans Riverside, and it was absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
I could not get over the quality of what they were serving. I don't know what happens, because that was historically one of the worst restaurants on property on our Disney Dining channel YouTube, our Disney Dining YouTube channel. You'll find the review that we did of it.
But again,
And
I
I'd
think
always listed that as one of the worst restaurants on Walt Disney World, and I can't do that anymore. So there are strong
there's good
things.
stuff. There's good stuff.
that's
There's
what-
good restaurants. There's good cast members. There's good experiences. There's new rides and attractions. I'm not saying everything is perfect. And I agree with you with the pricing, but I think we have to take a step back and not continuously say it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad.
No, it's a couple of things just off the top of my head. I understand, piggybacking on what you were saying, Kevin, about some of the families, the touring parties not wanting to travel from a far distance to be able to come in and go to a cruise because you could be asymptomatic, you could have a positive test, and then you're out all that money. I am right there with you. My hubby and I were looking at like cruising out of New Orleans. Well, we don't want to drive 9.5 hours and figure out all the vacation time and getting off and getting everything ready only to get there and get positive. I empathize with
and-
those families because when my little ones were young, there's absolutely no way. I don't want to say there's no way. It would have been I would have been extremely hesitant to do that. Number one. Number two, you mentioned something about why would anybody go to Walt Disney World when there's, the amazing
No, I
experience
didn't
on
say
DCL.
why would anybody go to Walt Disney
Yeah.
World. I'm saying that with there not being a lot of daylight in the
Right.
price, for my money
Understandable.
is my statement. For my money, Disney Cruise Line is a much better deal.
And I understand that, but there are a lot of, and everyone I was the only person in my family for whom, when they had to weigh out DCL to Walt Disney World, I wanted to go to Walt Disney World. But poor me, right? I had to go on a cruise with my family. I had a most amazing time on those cruises, but I always found it kind of hard
Horrible-
to fly
horrible
into
choice.
Right, but the ways
MCO
have changed.
and not go to Walt Disney World, because that's my happy place. That's where the rides are. That's where everything I wanted to be a part of, that immersive in-park experience. While I get an amazing experience on DCL, amazing experience, it's kind of apples and oranges. It's hard to
But
compare
also, there
the
are
two.
things that have changed in the last 2 years. The demise of FastPass being replaced
Oh,
by
absolutely. I've-
Disney Genie.
yeah.
The price increases. The in more than a few instances, the increase in price on food with a decrease
Yes.
in portion sizes because they're trying to help us watch our weight. These are things I'm not finding. I'm finding just the opposite on Disney Cruise Line. I'm finding the quality of the food coming out of the main dining rooms
So good.
is so good. It's restaurant quality food. Now, right now, it's easier for them to do that because they're working with a 1/3 full ship. But I'm still giving them their due. But I'm saying for my money. Now, to the point that people call us entitled and elitist. You're damn right. I've worked my ass off for 25 years to get where I am, and I deserve everything I have. So you want to call me an elitist for the trips that I take or the things that I do? Go right ahead. Go right ahead. I'll gladly take that moniker.
We had this discussion last week off camera, the last time we were here. And it's like, I like nice things.
I work really hard to be able to
and
get
I've
them.
made choices in my life that those are the things I want.
Right.
I might not want the same things that you want. You
Doesn't
might
make
not
'em
want.
wrong.
It doesn't make them wrong. And if that makes me elitist, I'm with him. I am going to wear that moniker proudly.
But you got to take
You
everyone's.
too. Tell me you're an elitist.
I am not. I'm so down to earth.
He is. He weaves his own clothes.
I do. I was going to go say something and I forgot what I was going to say. You know, everyone's situation is different, right? So people have choices in life that they've made, or they have circumstances thrust upon them that make them have to make certain choices as far as financially or how they live. That's all understandable. Based on our life and the way things have worked out for us, we choose to spend our money a certain way. I don't think I'm hurting anybody by doing that, right?
Nope.
So
I'm also tired of being accused of things because we don't have children. That we're not cognizant of what it's like to travel with children. We're travel agents. We're cognizant.
And look, I don't know what it's like to travel with children. It doesn't invalidate my opinion on what my experiences are. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And all I can do is call it like I see it and tell you what my experiences are. And sometimes even sitting at the table, we don't agree with each other.
no, absolutely.
And I love that fact. I love that we all
Right.
have different opinions that we bring to the table. But literally bring to the table.
I'd like to go back to something Denny says, that you had a conversation of where you were going to go. I think that's typical of a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely.
And do you want to go camping? Or do you want to go stay in a hotel by the beach?
Yep.
And that doesn't happen just at Disney World. So those conversations are going on everywhere.
Oh,
John
I've
and
had them.
I-
I know.
John and I are often
Absolutely.
disagree. What do you want to do? Do you want to go here or here? So those things are always weighed out.
Absolutely.
For everybody. I want to say also too, piggybacking on what Denny said, for the people who responded to why they go to Disney versus Disney Cruise Line for the same money, as a lot of people said, because I feel like there's more to do at Disney. There are rides, there are shows, there are attractions.
And that's totally legitimate.
Yeah.
And for me, my life has enough to do. I enjoy just being out in the ocean, being able to relax, quiet.
Having your phone not ring.
Well, that causes me more anxiety. The phone, my not having my phone ring causes me more anxiety than it solves.
Gonna be honest with you, that's one of the reasons why we travel Disney less than other cruise lines is because other cruise lines have unlimited internet. So and when we do
Other
Wi-Fi,
cruise lines have better internet.
a much better
We're
internet.
going on a cruise in March also, but we're going with Royal Caribbean, and we have free Zoom.
Yeah. So we do Wi-Fi calling, so our phone's always available. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about two, apples to oranges, like Denny said. So we got to sort of just make sure people know we get it. We get you want to go to World because it has these things. We're just saying that here's another alternative you should consider.
Right.
For that price. You said it. Starcruiser. That's the price for Starcruiser. Kevin and I can go a week on a Royal Caribbean cruise in a suite for 2 nights, 3 days at Starcruiser.
Right.
Guess which one Kevin would pick?
Guess which one I would pick? I mean, and this is why, like I said, I have the opportunity to do it, and it's free, right? I wouldn't have to pay for it. And I honestly don't know that because it's not just the price of it, which I think is absurd. It doesn't sound appealing to me, and I value my time.
I'm wondering if the clothes come in big and tall.
Maybe. Could be.
You mean your Ewok costume might not fit? But here's the deal. In my opinion, I want to see it. I want to experience it. I want to be able to talk to people about it, clients who ask about it, agents who ask about it. I think from your perspective, you have to experience it. And you know what? If you hate it, you hate it. If you love it, you love it. But at least you can say you did it. It's really tough for me to say
I don't know.
no.
And normally
without
I
doing
do feel that way about things, that I'm willing to do them even if I don't think I'm going to like it, and I'm willing to go in with an open mind. For some reason on this, I'm struggling. And if I don't feel I can go in with an open mind, if I really feel in my heart that I've condemned this before I've experienced it, which I kind of feel like I am, that if I can't be fair about it, I might as well not even bother.
Here's the deal. We are going together just for the fact of watching Kevin interact with people in a Star Wars environment. Are you telling me that's not worth going there for 2 days?
There is value in that. There is entertainment value.
And then we're going to get on that transport to Batu that's basically,
A
no
U-Haul
windowed
truck.
Right.
panel van. Like you've
people
been
are
kidnapped.
People are definitely going to want your opinion, though. Like you're saying, they're going to want to know. Okay, so what does Pete think about this whole shebang? This obviously is
But here's the
boutique
bottom line.
experience. but
I got it. I understand it. Here's the bottom line. I don't want to do it.
I understand.
Okay? It's just that simple.
So we'll
I
do it.
don't want to do it.
We'll check it out.
I just don't want to do it. And
Well, I don't want to
the
pay.
more
I don't want to
time-
pay Craig, and I still do it. Got to do things you don't want to do.
No, I don't. I've worked very hard for that too. That I don't suffer fools. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'll think about it. I don't know. I really don't want to do it.
I'm excited about it.
You sound like it.
All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you are a Patreon supporter, patreon.com/DizUnplugged. Please stay tuned. We will be doing our Patreon after show immediately following this. And for everyone else, thanks for being with us. This was a very interesting conversation today, and we'll see you again next week with another episode of the Diz Unplugged. And as always, remember, stay out of the damn lakes. Have a great week, folks.